Hey, what's happening, everybody? It's your big homie D.O.U.G.H checking in one time for the one time, back with another episode of Donuts with Dough. And on today's podcast, we have Maya Fiasco and we have Single Woman Joan, formerly of the And Wine podcast, but they're here to give y'all something new today as we jump into that.
I like it right off.
You know, because it's a new year. I mean, I know we in February now. We're in February, but it's still fairly new. So it's the start of something new, a new beginning. So that's what we're gonna talk about today. And we just jump right in because, you know, I always like to get a little background. You know, where people from and you know how they came to be where they at. So I know you, Maya, are originally from St. Louis.
I am.
And what part of St. Louis is that?
We from North St. Louis in the city, U-City to be exact.
Okay.
But I'm a local kid. I grew up in Antioch.
Okay. So, like, I have yet to meet. Well, there's been several Nashville natives.
Anybody who willingly claims Antioch?
First of all, this is.
But
I feel like
anyway.
there's a Bordeaux Antioch beef that like long transcends anything. So anybody that openly claims Antioch, there's always like immediate animosity. Like who would claim Antioch?
It's just
Antioch.
not a
Back
real
in
place.
the day, Antioch. It is a sitcom, but back in the day, Antioch, like True Hickory Hollow, like Lower Antioch, Blue Hole. Let's be
Baby,
for
I don't
real.
know about that. I only lived out there for 3
That was
years.
the home of the real niggas.
Baby, I'm from out north. I
That
don't know
was
about that.
the good middle class, up and coming black families that we were striving out in Lower Antioch. We was first homes, nice homes, good parks, new schools.
I'm from Metro Center.
We was doing it.
Rosa Parks.
We was doing it. I love it. But you know, we moved from St. Louis to Antioch, and we never left. Both my parents always owned homes in Antioch.
Okay.
So I'll claim it till I die.
And what grade did you?
I always went to school here.
You always
I always went to school here. So J.E. Moss, Lower Antioch.
Where even
Okay.
is that?
In Lower Antioch.
Wow.
She comes so hard for the yacht. Oh my yacht,
There's gonna be
gosh.
so many people when this comes out.
No. The comments gonna
Hey,
be
it's
yacht out,
right.
and I'm so proud.
All the Lord
Yeah,
Antioch
I'm
on
already
because
listening to Del Rose.
I have yet to have anyone on here that actually claimed Antioch.
See,
So,
but he knows what I'm saying. It's not a place you claim.
It's a sitcom. I know. It's a joke, but
I mean, but
the heyday of Antioch, I feel like anyone with true Antioch pride has like real roots to the heyday of Antioch. Like when it was a really robust little suburb and it was doing really well for itself. Now, them YNs done tore Antioch
Not
to
the
shreds.
YNs.
They done
Yeah.
tore Antioch to shreds. Like I ain't even gonna put it on foreigners or no other like class because that's what people be quick to do.
Yeah,
it's
that's
us. It's straight up ours.
The
We've
YNs.
wrecked the yacht.
wow.
But I'm gonna hold it down. I'm gonna still hold it down.
Well, this is first time I've been to Antioch in.
Well, now we're in Chattanooga.
Well,
Yeah,
you
you're
know
in
what I mean.
Chattanooga. It's out.
Getting here.
We out
As I
here.
always
What
tell
up, Hamilton
people-
County?
On the way here, I was like, "Oh, where was that?"
No, she was. This is new. What is new? It's literally just Popeyes on Murfreesboro
But
Road.
also, I'm 52 years old in spirit, so there's that.
Just
Wow.
Popeyes. Real excited
Yeah.
about it.
And I don't even eat Popeyes. I just say, "Oh, that's nice."
And an urgent care.
Yeah.
That got her too.
Yeah, because when I
Very
lived,
excited for the urgent care.
we
Because when I
don't-
lived
like
right there,
Antioch don't need
Look,
urgent care.
infrastructure.
there's a
Okay.
Thornton's
They-
right there, and
they
it just
need
wasn't there
Antioch at-
before. It
Thornton's
was
is how
grass.
you knew
Antioch needs
Antioch was
urgent care.
spiraling.
You know.
No, we need lots of urgent. That's when they put that little triage ambulatory center. I was like,
man.
oh, not they sick of y'all dying.
Yeah.
We gotta patch them up and get them out. Like
Oh wow, my God.
Wow.
quick. That's all it is. It's just triage.
Oh no, I'm glad to see that Antioch has developed.
Glad to see the Antioch has ambassadors.
That too.
Wow.
Holding it down. But let's hear about it, North Nashville.
Yeah, let's
Bordeaux.
hear
I'm not
about-
from Bordeaux
Bordeaux.
or Bordeaux
okay.
either.
Come on,
Tell,
Bordeaux.
tell us where you from.
From out north.
Okay, out north.
Is there truly a division between out north and Bordeaux? Like, people claim that separately?
Yeah,
I don't think I've ever
that's not
noticed
the
it.
same place.
It's not really, but I'm just
Okay,
saying, like,
that's news to me because
I hear people claim it kind of.
I mean,
Equally.
you can claim Bordeaux and out north because Bordeaux is out north,
Okay,
but it's
'cause-
more like northeast to me. I think it's northeast, or is it northwest? I don't know.
Niggas would come.
It's north something. But
we
where
got-
I'm from is out north. No mistake about it. Jefferson Street area. That's
True north.
out north.
Got it.
okay, what high school did you go to?
Oh, I didn't answer that. Yeah, I was gonna say, oh.
Wait. No. I went to
Wow.
MLK first. I went to MLK
Wow.
first.
I didn't answer that. I went to NSA. I'm sorry.
I went to MLK first. But we moved, and I used to have to ride the city bus like all the way. The bus didn't come by my house, so to get up and go to the Kroger to catch the bus downtown, to get on the bus to go to MLK, and then some other stuff. But yeah, so I ended up going to Antioch, and I lived and went to school in Antioch for 3 years. So I don't claim Antioch because
We don't claim you either.
Wow.
it was a very strange place to me.
The city bus adventures were great though, because I was a magnet school kid.
What made Antioch so strange?
Yeah, what's beef?
Hey, the people in Antioch was weird. Like,
Not
okay,
true.
let me say this. I went to school in North Nashville, but I always went to magnet schools. And then when I went to Antioch, it was a much larger school, and it was all kind of students. So it was like a culture shock to me.
Okay.
And a lot of stuff, like I was there to get my lesson, okay?
Lesson?
I was there to get my lesson.
Read, writing, arithmetic.
Reading, writing, arithmetic, exactly.
Is it?
Exactly. And so, yeah, it was, I don't know, it was weird.
It was
like
too much going on?
It was too much going on. People was concerned about things that just didn't matter to me because I was really there to go to school. And then,
Not like cultural thing. What do you
just
mean?
drama. Like,
Oh, it was just too much tea.
like that. I didn't experience, and then everybody wanted to be hard and stuff, and I was like, bro, you're from Antioch. Like, where's that even?
So, I love when people talk about high school, though, because I went to NSA. So, like, I grew up in the movie Fame.
Yeah.
So, like, people be like, oh, school was so hard, or high school was full. I'm like, folks asleep in the hallway, reciting poetry for no reason.
That's why I like
outside
MLK.
screaming.
Because you could go get a book and sit in the corner and eat your lunch.
Nah, y'all had backpacks.
What do you mean?
Like, y'all did real work at MLK.
Oh, yeah, we absolutely did work.
Like, my friends used to pick on me that went to other high schools because they would be like, oh, what did you have today, Maya? Walking in place? Like, NSA was a joke to people.
No, I actually had that class. Well, not walking in place, but it was walking.
No.
Yeah, I had a class for walking.
I mean, we had real academics, of course,
I went
but
to
like...
public schools my whole life, so I don't know nothing about no magnets.
No magnets.
No magnets.
Yeah, I went to Montessori school, Paideia school.
Montessori school was lit.
Montessori school was jail.
Oh.
I mean, no, you learn how to work independently, which explains how I became who I am. Okay. But you sat on the floor, you did most of your work, and then we had to walk in the hallway. You had to walk with your hands behind your back in a white and blue uniform. I mean, it was
just extremely strict.
Just a little bit.
Preparing you for
capitalism.
What's that? The workforce.
Too soon?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, that's
walking with your hands behind your back.
I thought Montessori was all about like self-sufficiency and.
Am I not the most self-sufficient person you know?
Touche.
Okay then.
Oh, damn.
There's some good and some bad.
Well, can y'all like expand on like what magnet schools are in Nashville and what different like magnet schools know are what their focuses are on?
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I don't know.
I got you.
They're like smart kid schools.
They were started kind of like smart kid schools, but they were specialty schools. So before, like, there were STEM programs and all these little, because now you can have like pre-business and culinary arts and cosmetology in your high school program.
The academies and stuff, and we didn't
there
have that.
There were specific schools for specific tracks. So you had like Megs to Hume Fogg for just pure genius academics. MLK was in that corral.
Girl, don't do that.
MLK was in that corral.
But
it was
no,
just
it's the way you said it. It's the way you said it. Megs for pure academics, and then MLK.
Megs and Hume Fogg were like prima donna about their act. Like, they all had the LL Bean backpack. They were all getting scoliosis for carrying all them damn books.
Yeah,
wow.
I went
They
there,
were nerding hard.
and I did not have an LL Bean
MLK
with my
was
name
still
on
cool.
it, and that was the thing. And I was like, oh, I'm in another world.
Yeah,
I
like
didn't
they
have
were
the LL
elitist
Bean.
as hell.
Yeah,
And that's what it gave, was very much like the beginning of classism amongst our culture.
Yes.
Where did you go to school? Now became, oh, where do you go to school?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
You're right. But
absolutely.
I wasn't, I think, immersed in that culture long enough because I only went there for a year.
To MLK?
Yeah. People think I went there like a long time, and
Where'd
I
you
didn't.
go to middle school?
Where didn't I go to middle school?
Your trauma is showing.
Wow. Tuck it in. Tuck it in.
Wow. Okay, so I went to Magnet.
I did go to a lot of different middle schools.
I went to elementary school and I went right into Magnet. And I went to Wharton, which was the pre-arts
I went to Wharton for
program.
kindergarten.
Love that, because there still was kindergarten when I was there.
And that's where I met my big sister Layla, and she played violin.
Hey, Layla.
I think I still got her picture in the
I
family album.
thought she still had her violin.
No. I still have like her
Never
picture.
returned it.
You robbed her.
No, it was a lady. Well, she wasn't a lady. To me, she was, because she was like in middle school, but I was in kindergarten.
Miss Layla.
No, because they had like a big sister program.
Yeah,
and she
it
would
was
come
definitely
in.
a thing.
It was so cool, and I kept her little graduation, her 8th grade picture.
See, it was a great program.
Layla,
So you had an arts
yeah,
program
girl.
between Wharton and going to NSA, academics, MLK, Megs, and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
What was the other one?
I fed into MLK from Head.
Yes, Head. Head was kind of like a hinge school.
Mm-hmm.
It was already academically focused, I think.
Yeah, it was math and science, I think.
Math and science. So it was early STEM.
That's why I don't know how I ended up there.
Like,
wow.
Look, because what I don't do. What I don't do.
Bro.
But yeah, it was cool because it was that was what, early 90s when all that was really kicking off between... Yeah, about 99
because I started
to 2000s.
Montessori school through the lottery in second grade.
And then I went to NSA the first year of
lotteries.
That's how you got into Magnet. You had to submit yourself into the lottery.
Yeah.
So
and you got randomly drawn.
Picks?
No, draft picks.
Y'all was WNBA?
Yes, and then you got hit with the wait list, free agent.
Oh, baby, I was never waitlisted.
Yeah, no, come on, talk your shit, because never waitlisted.
No, I'm lying, I don't know.
I got picked every time.
I did get picked every time.
I got picked every time. No, I got picked for Wharton, and then I was the first class at NSA to be audition only.
Really?
Yeah. So we're the original baddies.
So, what was that process about? Like auditions,
grueling.
like what did you have to do?
That was grueling.
Were...
Prep for NSA, because this was the first year they were rolling out audition only acceptance, and they removed themselves from the lottery program, and people were like in an upheaval. Like, you can't be special. Everybody else does the lottery.
They said we want the finest, the cream of the crop.
They were thinking Hume Fogg was going to make a test. Like, that would have been the repercussion of it, like, going so far or whatever. So, whatever. Depending on your specialty for band, I was a master clarinetist. Wow. But you had to have your full range of scales on your instrument, sight reading, and then I think 2 prepared pieces.
That sounds like a lot of pressure.
No, pressure. And if you did not know, rest in peace, Mr. Griffin.
Yes.
Was one of the elite musicians in Nashville's music scene. He was nothing to fuck with.
He gave me my very first beat ever in life, but I still heart him.
He was a former Marine, very, very much a strict and strenuous man, but his expectations for performance were superior. So I did that one, and then my drama intake was a prepared piece, a musical piece, and then a sight read again. Just hand you any book or play, just read through with us.
Got you.
So basically, what she telling y'all is she's a musical genius.
No.
So how did that? We're gonna fast forward a little bit. How did that prep you for choosing a college to go to, or after being in such a pressure cooker of an environment to get into a school? Did you take that same stance when it came to choosing what school you wanted to go to?
Yeah. I was an athlete, and then I was a musician as well. And I knew I didn't want to play sports any longer, kind of a thing. But I think I was in a different space when it comes to, culture shock, because I grew up in such a mixed culture. Lower Antioch was majority Black when I was there, probably another 35% white, but a large Laotian community and a very new, Middle Eastern community. So we grew up with all types of kids, and then I was always playing sports, so you were always amongst multicultural, especially South Americans, it was chop shop all the time. So I knew when I went to college, I wanted to be as Black as I could be.
Blackity black.
I mean, blackity black. Like, this nigga is Black. So I chose TSU 2 ways because they gave me a full ride. Okay. And then I had applied to some other universities locally. They gave me money, but not as much money. And I knew I wasn't going to play sports to pursue any other kind of funding. So I was like, TSU it is, and it's Black as hell. So I was really excited. I was over the moon for that.
And so how about you on your college journey? How did that start for you, man?
Yeah, here we are. Lay it out. Have some wine.
Yeah, I took a sip.
You want to take a sip?
Yeah, have some wine.
Okay.
Before we get into it?
Here on Dough with Wine.
Here on Dough with Wine, right.
Wow.
So college for me was more like, I didn't have parents who were really involved in the process. So it was just kind of I know if I don't find somewhere to go, there's nothing to do here, but can I cuss on here?
Okay. Oh, I have been rocking that thing. My bad.
It ain't nothing to do but fucking walk to the stove. Okay? I got to find somewhere to go. I gotta get up out of here. So, a lot of my friends, I had upperclassmen friends when I went to MLK. And so a lot of them went to U of M, which I knew was 2.5 hours away. And I had applied for Howard, which I got into early admissions, but they didn't give me no money. And so I was like, I can't go that far away from home. And
that's different.
That was different. So then And
I feel like my Howard friends all left and never came back. Like, not the same.
No. I would have gone, and you guys would have never seen me again.
I feel like you'd have been a senator.
Maybe.
Fixer.
Well, no.
A fixer.
Yes. I'm already Olivia Pope with the black
we ain't mad at it.
But no, I do. I think you're right because I wanted to be a lawyer, and I think that was a lot of why I had my heart set on Howard. But then when I was like, oh, I ain't gonna be able to afford that, I was like, well, realistically, we got to look around here somewhere close. And so
take that Pell Grant on down the road.
Yeah, take that Pell Grant on down the road. Yeah,
just get lottery money.
Yeah, and then I didn't have the ability to tour schools, so it was just like I looked on campus. I looked online. The campus looked cool. None of my friends really complained, so I was like, all right, I'm gonna go here.
Fair.
And where's here?
University of Memphis.
Go Tigers.
Yeah, go Tigers.
So I think you're my second guest that went to U of M. So
really? Cool.
Shout out to the Tigers.
I'm not mad at it.
You will find that I have really no school spirit for any school, but I did enjoy my time at the U of M. I met some really great people, but I worked a lot, so I won't say I really enjoyed a lot of the campus life. And then I moved off campus into an apartment with one of my friends from high school. So, yeah.
And how was that culture shock? It is, I feel like, from transitioning from Nashville to Memphis, because we know Memphis is black. Like,
I love Memphis.
You go to the mall and you like, damn, where the white people
at? Literally, Memphis is
Shout out to the Oakport Mall doors. If you know, you know.
I love that place. Good times.
I don't know that it was really. I won't say that it felt like a culture shock. Now it is very black. I did have some crazy stuff happen. So the first week, was it the first week of school? No, it was actually the first week of summer school. I went to summer school every year because I didn't want to come home, and so my roommates and I. We went out for the first night, out on Beale Street or something like that. And we had pulled out of this parking lot. This guy walked right up and opened the car door. You know how you're waiting to pull out into traffic? Say you're leaving out of Limelight. Something like that.
R.I.P.
And so then we pull it out of it, waiting to pull out into traffic on a busy road, right? Like that. And he just opens the car door.
No. Immediately no.
Immediately no.
I'm shooting.
Yeah, so crazy stuff like that happened, but aside from that, you just kind of get used to being there. But what I will say is when I came back, I think I presented a culture shock to the people around me.
Say mine.
Memphis out.
Yeah.
Hey man, say mine.
Very much hey man, say mine, heard there, everywhere.
Not mad at it.
Fix your hair. Yeah, all of that. And it still pops out sometimes, and people be like, where you from? And I'm like, here. And then I'll think about it oh, I must have said something with an in it. Merzik.
Wow.
Yeah.
The worst of them.
No, but yeah.
I love it.
I love Memphis. I feel like I grew up in Memphis more so than I did here. I got my first apartment on my own. I lived there for a decade. So I feel like I developed who I was. But it did kind of put a certain aggression and I think hyper awareness onto me that I feel like other people don't have who haven't lived there maybe. Cause even sometimes here I'm just real hyper aware. My head's always on the swivel, and I feel like that do come from living there. Cause I almost shot somebody living there. So yeah,
living there.
So my sister actually lives in Memphis. I have family in Memphis, and a story about a sad occasion. It was Christmas of '97, I think. My mom had told me she had got me some Gary Paytons, you know, the gloves, the little zip-up joints. And my brother-in-law, he left my sister's car running. And somebody stole the car.
Yeah, they're good for that.
My shoes was in there.
I was about to say, but my shoes was in their watch.
And I never seen Gary Paytons again in my life. So yeah, that's you know, to a sneakerhead.
Bring up such a
but it's okay. You know, I'm grown now. I can go get
back a running back
10 pair of Gary Paytons.
Give me some
so
more
do you feel like if you went and bought the Gary Paytons, that would heal your inner child a little bit?
Come on. Is that the hug he needs?
Is that the hug?
It is. I hug my sneakers.
No, I totally get it.
Did you ever get them like on your own?
I didn't ever get the Gary Paytons.
Oh, no, I buy shit all the time.
My
but
thing,
I wanted it
my thing that I
like an easy bake
peeled,
oven?
that I peeled from is Nike Air Flight Ones.
Okay.
And this is just a little story I'll give y'all real quick. It was 1995, 95, 96. It's a white boy walks in class. His name is Brian Holloway.
Okay, Brian, go off.
Shout out to Brian.
He walks into class with the Air Flight 95s, and he don't even know what he got on.
You ain't even hit it. Okay.
He don't even know it.
He
don't even know the sauce he just dripped in with.
You came in, man, when you get them, you know who wear them? They're penny shoe. Oh, man, I don't know. My dad just took me to the store, and we just bought some shoes. Like, he don't even know.
Get him up off him.
You know, see, I wasn't even on that type of time.
Run him.
But yeah, so I didn't went back and I got like almost every colorway of those. So yeah, I healed that part of my inner child.
No, that's real. I buy stuff all the time just because like little girl Mary would have wanted it. Bookshelves.
Come on, bookshelves.
Knickknacks.
Not bookshelves.
Markers.
Right. It's giving Harry Potter.
Post-it notes.
Don't worry about
it.
Butter.
Can you? No, the butter thing is different. So we all have things.
So what are we doing after college, the college experience? What are we pursuing? What was our major in college? What was we looking to do after the college life experience?
I think we had a similar college. We were both in Bachelor's of Arts. Yeah, you were English. I was history.
Oh, yeah, that part.
Still the same schools.
You just like had a life at college. Like,
you
the
things,
fun.
Yeah. I went to college.
Yeah,
like,
you went to college.
I did college fully.
You went to college, you had cable.
Okay. Wow.
It's like a running joke.
I should be at my ass, bro. Can't help it.
Cable.
But yeah, I went to TSU. I think most people would say like TSU was the greatest time of my life. Like
it was the greatest time of my life.
I had a ball. When you weren't even there. Like everybody went to TSU, baby.
Man, I grew up on the campus.
See, a lot of people. But I think for me anyway, I did 5 years. Like it was jail, but it was a great time. I did
5 years.
I threw a fifth year on it. I was having a good time. I threw a fifth year on it. I was balling. Why not? You know,
marking off them days. You know when
I stayed down all 5. No, but I did 5. I was a history major with a focus in African studies and a philosophy minor with a focus in religious studies.
Okay.
So I was really just curious in how people think and how patterns repeat. And the biggest driver of history is typically God or gold. So religion was important to see through world lens, you know, how other people view their advancement, if you will. It was dope. I enjoyed it a lot.
It was a little deep. So about your college experience, how, you know, what was you doing after college? What was that afterlife of, you know, after you left the M?
Well, you know, I have a bunch of different monikers. One of them is the Jilla Mini Skills because I've had 1,000 different jobs, 1,001 different industries. When I was in college, I started working at a credit union. So I worked there, and then I started working for a major bank. When I left there, I majored in English, minored in African American literature, and that was concentration. The minor was pre-law. I thought I was gonna be a lawyer. I started going to the law classes. I was like, yeah, this ain't for me. I don't like the argue. And I liked the bank work. So I just kind of kept with that. And what did I do after the bank? I think real estate, just a bunch of different things. I feel like I didn't really have a path in school. Like I went to college because you were supposed to go. And I picked something that I made good grades in, but not something I was actually passionate about. So when I got out of college, I didn't really know what to do because I didn't really have any guidance. So I was just like, I'm going to get a job doing something I'm good at. And I was making more money than I had made at the previous bank. And yeah, that led me to a bunch of other jobs and bouts with HR.
Bouts with HR.
Not fights.
Not bouts, but I mean, not like physical fights, but I've gone head to head with a couple of HRs.
Hey, but
2 or 3 or 4.
Sometimes you
HR
gotta let them know.
departments.
We ain't here to play, baby.
I'm the human. You're the resource.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's how I became Mary the Solutionist because I would be in workspaces I think because of the not knowing what I wanted to do, not really having a path, ending up in places where I was smarter than a lot of the people around me and could just do so much. Because I've had a job since I was 14. I was working at Diabetes Care Club at 16. But like being smarter than people around you who have higher positions than you, and also being a little bit on the spectrum and not knowing, you're like managing up and stepping on people's toes. And so after a while, the pattern recognition was like, hey girl, it's you. But I'm like, but what am I doing wrong? And so that led me to therapy, which then led me to entrepreneurship.
Okay. Well, we just gonna hop right in there.
I love it. I love it. You know what I mean?
Skip. Okay.
Step stone.
But I mean, that leads me to how you all cross paths. You know, y'all out here doing your thing.
We
You
get
out
to tell our love story.
You out here.
I was a fan. I was a fan. I was such a fan.
That's always funny to me because, like, she was telling me the other day, it's the first time I heard it, that, like, I used to do these, like, social community events. I would call them meetups, and it would be, like, a restaurant or some kind of activity, and I would coordinate it online, but just through my Instagram and Facebook, and I was like, hey, I'm going to be at this place. I'm making a reservation. There's so many spots available. Fill out this information. Let me know.
Okay,
So we can
influence.
hang out. And so I did that. I called it the Summer Dining Series. So one summer, I would pick a new place to do that or whatever. And she was like, I always wanted to invite. And I was like, no way.
I wanted to go
my God.
so bad. It was so exclusive. It read very much like, I am so much that bitch that I'm just going to pick a restaurant and I'm going to get 20 spots on a reservation. And you hoes are so thirsty that you are going to come running to get an exclusive seat. And I was in the background like, pick me.
Wow.
Like, and did not have the courage to be like, hey, did you want to maybe hang out with me?
Which
like,
is crazy because I would have been like,
thirsty for your love.
and it was open to anyone. I would have been like, oh my God, Maya Fiasco wants to come to my shit. Because I thought she was so cool.
I was watching all the little videos of that, being like, oh my God, so-and-so is there and so-and-so is there. Oh, you know her? Like, I feel like I'm of the caliber.
Wow.
That's crazy.
You felt like you had to do an audition
God.
like
Literally,
you did for
I was
NSA?
like, I need to bust out my clarinet and like show her I still got it because I could be cool. I wanted to go so bad.
That's crazy.
I wanted to go so bad.
That is crazy. No,
Such a
that's
fan.
crazy.
So then anything that was like cool and happening in Nashville, it was always like Mary was behind the scenes of it. So you would show up to like a tell a friend event and there's Mary with her like cool t-shirt and her clipboard. And she's like, hey guys, you guys having a good time? Because I've curated this amazing experience for you. And if you're not, I'll fix it. And you're like, wow.
And that's where the
woman.
God.
That's where the solutions came in.
Yeah.
She was everywhere. If
I had
it
a
was
good
top
little
tier,
season.
it was like there was not a must attend event that I did not see Mary at in some level of power. And as a like decent attendee, you know what I mean? Like a nice popular person, good persona in the streets, whatever. Like I'm well welcomed, but then I'm like, oh my God, Mary's here. Okay.
That's crazy.
It's a Mary event. Like I would literally be like, it's a Mary event.
That's how you know we're truly in love.
Yeah, we got it bad.
We
had
really,
it bad for
we
each
really
other.
fangirled over each other and didn't know it. And
So
I met
funny.
Maya at a tell a friend event when I was over there, coordinating or whatever. And what event was it? The one we had like underground, and you agreed to like be a brand ambassador or something. And I took pictures of like I think you and Kazi, and I was like, oh my God, I got to talk to Maya. She's so cool. She's so nice.
Wow.
I don't even think I wasn't doing 10-piece wet at that event.
No, I don't think you brought anything. You were just like, you were like promoting the event when we did like the
Yeah, because people did pop-up interviews with me.
yeah, that's what
I
it
do
was.
remember that. That was just a Beach Street kind of thing.
Yeah, that was fun. And that's how we met. And then, but we didn't become like friends.
That's what I was telling
either.
them. I was like, we didn't immediately like, we fanned hard and then crossed paths several times. And not even like I didn't remember you kind of thing. Like, because we've all run into somebody like, but you know me. Don't
But
do
you
it.
know me,
I've
don't
met you
do that.
19 times.
So when was the karate
It
in
was
the
in
garage
line.
moment?
It was Anwine.
It was Anwine.
It was Anwine because
The conception of Anwine.
Yeah.
Because this was her baby.
Okay.
This was absolutely her baby, her concept. Look,
And
T.
let's talk about
most things you see me a part of,
Yeah.
and then no longer a part of.
These are Mary's brain children.
I have so many brain children that live out in the world. I'm very proud of them.
Look, all y'all my sons. That's what she said.
Yeah, basically.
What's the alimony check?
Baby, I ain't get none of them. Them niggas wanted my services and wanted me up out the picture.
Up out of that. But creatively, she has all these really cool ideas, and like Anne Wine, not even that somebody ran off with it because we still own that. That's very much us still. But like, I feel like there's a lot of your children in the streets under other people's branding now. Yeah. That she doesn't really get a lot of credit for.
But that's what I do, and I'm not really big on the credit part of it as long as you compensate me. And the thing is that people don't be able to compensate me. But I've also learned that just because I get excited about your idea and to me it's a throwaway, it's still very much valuable to somebody else. So that's been my biggest lesson in being married. The solution is being single woman John is a little different. That brand is more about being a single woman. I hate to use the word empowered. I feel like it's so cliche and overused, but like being confident in yourself, being self-assured, being self-aware,
accountable and autonomous.
Being accountable, autonomous, authentic.
There it is.
Acting like somebody know you in real life.
Okay.
But also being a girl's girl, that's very big in all of my brands across the board, is being a girl's girl. And I have sometimes fallen short as I've learned, about different aspects of womanhood. But for the most part, I stand on being a girl's girl, a woman's woman. And I think that is a common misconception about me based on what people kind of, I guess, take from Instagram or social media. Because like, even with, like, I don't be knowing people's perception, but even with you, like, here I am, like, oh my God, Maya's so cool. I want to be her friend. And then you were thinking the same thing. And it was just like, well, y'all should have just slid in the DMs.
Hey, what's up, girl?
Been each other's friends. But we ended up meeting organically. And of the 4 people, or of the and wine.
Yeah, of the original and wine.
We're the ones still standing like a Tisha Campbell single.
But, honestly, and I don't know if you've done other group projects, because I love that this is so long standing and you've been able to drive this. But group pods and trying to get the chemistry of people down, we very much fell in love quickly, and the girl bond was there. But I think it's because, like, I'm very much like inside out, and all those pillars of your personality. We have some similar pillars in our personality, like being girls, being personally accountable to like our own autonomy and our own authenticity. Yeah. And I think that lacks in a lot of women, and there's no competition. Yeah. I'm still very much a fan, even when I'm working beside her. But I can follow her. She can follow me in any driving seat.
Because Maya's like my boss now.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I think the thing
you must step into it.
Not true.
Because since doing things as a kid, like whether it was music or anything, I've always wanted to include people. Yeah. But for me,
so hard.
It's hard.
It was never hard, but it was sometimes I never recognized my own dopeness, you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
That had been the hardest thing to do, is actually like step into my own person
and stand on it
and becoming that's dope. Like everybody sees me by myself, but it's usually I have some people behind me.
Yeah, I brought
a squad, or I'm either trying to help people along, and it's always well, I don't know if I could, do this because he does this, and this. And it's like, man, but you got to learn how to play your position, bro. Like, exactly. I always have to be the face of anything. I can always step back. I can always be Phil Jackson.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
And be proud of it, though.
There's
a lot of people that don't know. Sports ball. Good job, babe.
Yeah.
2 points for Mary.
Wow. Okay.
Down the floor. Raise.
Now you're taking it too far.
Wow.
But I think people underestimate playing their position. Mm-hmm. And it's not a shade thing. I think sometimes when you have a really big personality, or you are super confident just in your person like you are, people don't want to compete, and they don't realize I'm not competing with you. And I'm happy to share the light, or I'm happy to, put you on to your own light. Yeah. But most people, they can't get past their own insecurity, and that's really sad.
That is my struggle.
That is really, but I think you in particular, though, your brightness calls out a darkness in people, and it illuminates insecurity.
It's so dark. And that, why y'all be dark like that?
That, like, people really be weird with Mary. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like, I think luckily I'm a bit oblivious. Like, I'm so nice. I'm just always campaigning for mayor. that I'd be like, oh, she doesn't like me.
That's such a good way to put it, because yes, you are Miss Mayor.
Like, my friends have to tell me after the event, you hugged that girl and she don't like you. And I'm like, oh, well, Jesus loves her. So,
wow.
No, that is you.
I don't care. And that's what I mean by, like, people will be competing with you. I don't know you.
Yeah, I don't know you.
You
don't even go here.
Like, to be fighting with you?
Yeah.
For what?
And it's so funny because, like, okay, me and Maya were at an event last year.
Oh, Lord.
Listen.
Here
she
comes
read me the film. Me and Maya.
Here comes the tea.
Look,
And the wine.
And
we were at the event.
this thing on?
This is an event. Okay, Maya was my plus one. And I would have otherwise went to the event by myself. But because it was that event and we were kind of working on our rebrand and doing some like planning for the new year, we were like, what things can we be seen at together as N1? So I was like, come on, girlfriend, we're going to go to this event. We're going to dress up and give an opportunity to get cute. We was excited about the night.
Yeah, it was a great night.
Right? And I mean, we had that shit on. We was looking cute.
That lady accosted
This young lady accosted me.
Not accosted.
She accosted me in this event. It was a fundraiser.
People will be like, oh, she's weird. She's weird. This is the weirdest shit I've ever seen. I was very much like, is this actually...
And Maya,
are you unwell?
Such a smiley face, like such a human smiley face. There was an altercation, like there was a disagreement going on. Maya didn't even realize that something was going on until she heard me tell the girl, what was it that I said? I'll slap her or something?
Yeah.
I was like, I will slap the shit out of you.
But
I said it so calmly. Maya was like, wait.
This is a non-violent show.
But I'm a non-violent person.
I was so taken aback.
Hey, but...
She was.
But here's the thing.
Because I love to beat a bitch up.
If you have not noticed, Audacity is just...
It's at an all-time high. But that's what we're going with this.
And people just snatching it straight out the L.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Getting a premium.
I was like, so... I mean, no. Perfect example. When they called Beyonce's name, and she went... That's how I was in the event.
It was so random.
Because it's so unprofessional. Like, it was a space that was extended to me. The access was extended to me through my job at the time. So if I'm out here representing somebody else... I mean, I ain't gonna poorly represent myself, but if I'm out here representing somebody else, I for damn sure ain't gonna be cutting a shine at an event. Right. So I was just taking it back, like, girl, who raised you? We is not about to do this here. I don't care what your issue is with me. You are not about to get in here. Security. And Maya walks up and she's like, yeah, and then she hears me go, I will slap the shit out of you. And she's like, whoa.
Ma'am, you need to walk away.
Ma'am, you need to walk away.
Said it just like that. Yeah. She's serious.
She's serious.
She's serious.
Because I think she thought I was playing too because I was so calm. Which you will find, like, there's not a whole lot that moves me, but if I got to move, it's gonna be just like that.
You're gonna touch everything.
You're gonna touch everything in this motherfucker. So
it was so weird.
It was so weird.
Some table moving.
A lot of furniture rearranging.
That's very much
some
a theme, though.
But it is a theme when we are.
It's really odd to me.
When I'm out, and so Maya, that was like her first time. Like, she heard about it, but then she finally experienced it, and she was like, "What damn? That's so weird." But that's how it is, and it's that competition thing. When the only person I'm competing with is May Mayree from yesterday. That's it.
Trying to run it up.
So how do we come to N1? Like, who decided? Hey, let's put something behind this vision that you have, and I know there's a dash before N1, so just tell us run down a little bit about what N1 is or was.
It's blank and wine. So whatever we want to talk about, it could be donuts and wine. It could be, what do we talk about? Dating and wine.
Yeah,
it was just
dating.
So
self-care.
the idea that I had, which I kind of talked through with Zach, who produced our show, and directed it. We had kind of came up with the concept. He was like, I want to put together a podcast, and we had just kind of been talking for a while in the pandemic. And I forget how we came up with the name, or how I came up with the name, but it was us, talking back and forth, shooting shit. And I was like, well, what about the dash? And then I love ampersands. It's really weird. I just love the way they look. Like,
very cute.
They're cute. And so I was like, it's going to be an ampersand wine. It'll be and wine. And we just pick a topic and put it with the wine because we like to drink. And that's what it was. And we highlighted wine. And that's what it was. Now that part... That part got a little tricky because we was drinking wine, tequila.
Look, we was having a good old time.
It was blank and drank.
Wow. Blank and drink.
It was blank and drink.
It was like a catalyst of an
podcast.
idea that we very much were filling out in production space for a while and figuring out who would fit and who could stay and what wouldn't work.
And I'm very much type A when it comes to business things, like planning and organizing and creating a document, a contract, and a time schedule and a thing and a thing.
All the things. And I'm very much sports ball. So I play my role and I do my part and I expect other people to do the same. And I feel like there was some role sabotage that came about.
When you bring out that big S word, that gets crazy.
Look, we ain't hold no bars.
So were you all in the space previous to creating your own podcast? Were you doing any work?
I was on a podcast before, and Maya was too, and you had your own, right?
I had, Oh, wow.
How did you forget about that?
That's
how I became a fan.
The Lounge. I so many people talked me into doing that. It was so much fun. I had The Lounge, which was a YouTube series for a while, and then I did Behind the Sounds. Which was really fun.
And I got to PA on that.
I was about to say, and Mary PA'd with us for a while and really polished the second season.
See, I'll be having these big old productions. It just be me, maybe my son.
Well, it takes a team, though. It takes a real team.
It was all of us, because we all worked under the same production company. We really just was assisting on each other's shows to make the shit work.
Trying to see everybody do well.
Yeah. And because they had my girl out there, like, there's no men. There's all men on the set. No girl was saying, hey, fix your skirt right there, or shift to the left. Hey, your lace showing.
It was warm, all the girl things.
It's warm in here.
You know what I mean?
Your face is melting.
Like, all the girl
things. So that was my job.
So yeah, she showed up and really polished it, because the first season was very much through a male lens.
Yeah.
And it also looked boyish.
And I will say.
And I'm such a tomboy, I was just like, I'm with the bros.
I feel like all the best podcasts out there have a feminine energy behind them. From even Brilliant Idiots, you have, I forgot her, Taylor. She's behind the scenes. Of course, Joe Budden, he's always had, someone on there to...
Poor Mel.
But...
What's her name? Mel?
Yeah.
Baby, the way they sit and talk to her on that podcast.
But she's brought something to the show that they couldn't have done that show without her.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But they treat my girl so bad.
But they don't treat her well.
They treat my girl so bad.
They don't treat her well.
But yeah, it is the polishing kind of thing. It really does give a finish to a show having a woman in production.
Because
we did have a woman in the production. She was a producer.
But see, that's the difference. And that's what we mean by playing your role, right? And playing to your strengths. Mm-hmm. Everybody can't be front camera talent.
Yeah, the producer wanted to be front. They wanted to be all in the videos, dancing, kicks,
everybody wanted to be on the
front.
No Diddy,
but no Diddy, but no production. You know what I mean?
What's happening?
Logistical production, admin production was coming about.
I was doing that
from a business
I was doing the
perspective,
admin, the businessing, the talent.
When there was people assigned to roles like sourcing a wine for the show,
you show up.
Where the wine at?
Where the wine
at?
You gonna
can't tell you how many times we hit the liquor store.
You gonna come in here with some White House Rose?
Come on, wow.
Come on, now.
Like,
come on. Now.
Don't nobody want that shit, Willis. Like,
you came in here with the box.
No, I ain't mad at the box wine.
I ain't mad at the box wine because the black box wine go crazy.
I'm just saying,
what is it? Forenza, credenza, something with the Z on it. Yeah, y'all know that box I'm talking about.
Yes, ma'am. She do her good jobs.
Okay,
wow.
But
it was that. So we found ourselves in a crossroads of we care enough about the brand. Mm-hmm. And from an outward lens, if you ask the consumer of our brand, who are the people on the show, they tell you it was her and I. So it's not a, y'all get up out of here. But it's a, at what point do you protect something you care enough about to realize everybody's not as invested in it as you? Mm-hmm. And when you're partnering, especially like you're saying, when you're partnering with production and production's not yours to take home with you, you know what I mean? And you have to trust this to somebody else. That's contractual work, and you're not meeting the contract by then. So
it's hard to. I always use this analogy: give your baby away.
Yeah,
it's hard to give your baby away.
It's hard to let that baby go to kindergarten. First grade, Head Start, all this stuff. It's hard. So that's understandable, and trying to build a brand and trying to harness it in, and make it straightforward and tell the story.
And concise. Yeah,
it's a hard thing, and if everybody is not willing to play their role, It's gonna get sticky.
Yeah,
sticky.
You better get a mop. It's getting sticky in this bitch.
Sticky in this.
No, to that point, I think that is a lot of why you see me or you don't see me because I'm behind the scenes. But that's where I like it. I'm not a person who has to be out in the front. I don't have to have the notoriety. I just need you to be telling the right people behind the scenes so I can get another job. I don't care about the whole public thing of it all. It's a lot of brands out there that are successful today or still running today that I put my hand on.
Okay.
And
talk your talk.
No, that ass. Like how I even became Mary the Solutionist was because I was doing resumes. I was doing resumes online in the pandemic. I had been doing them forever, but I didn't have no job, and I was like, well, shit, I gotta get something.
Something gotta show.
So I was working Amazon, Whole Foods early in the morning, like 3-4 o'clock shift. I would get off, take a nap, do resumes, get back up and do it again. So then a homeboy was like, well, I got this idea. I want you to come see. So that turned into me helping them open a retail and event space. And then from there, they was like, okay, well, it's kind of confusing. You do all these different things. Like, you should separate this part of doing business into something else. And that's how Mary the Solutionist became, because I'm a fixer. Whatever I put my hand on, whatever I touch, it's going to thrive.
She's got the Midas touch.
Dead ass. If I touch it, it's going to turn to gold.
She's got the Midas.
But that's why I like to be in the background. I like to sit at the computer with my glasses. You know what I'm saying? I like to garden and click away at my keys like the little boy on Kim Possible. Leave me alone.
But she gets it done.
But it gets done.
She gets it all done.
Name me a problem and I'm going to solve it. And if I don't know how to solve it, I'm going to figure out who can.
It's crazy.
But that comes from having all these different jobs in all these different industries. You bring me an idea, I'm going to help you develop it.
Got you. So we know that and wine is kind of,
And wine is still and popping. We just pivoting, not pausing.
Yeah, okay. I was about to say we pivoting, not pausing.
Okay, pivoting.
Mm-hmm. The pimping don't stop.
What's next for both of you all? Like, what do you have on the horizon for the 25?
We get to talk more about our love.
Our love. It's turning lifestyle. So And Wine was originally a conversations kind of a show. Mm-hmm. It's turning lifestyle. We'll be doing some more traveling. You'll get to go some places with us and have some new experiences. And then we had already talked about moving into like where your sincere heart lies about things. And for me, I've always worked in ministry. I've had some kind of hand in it. I've always been in that space. And this go around, we're drafting think more digital discipleship of like a real conversation with real people who want an actual connection to God. And I think that in the pod space, it's become so trendy to be like, this year I'm focusing on God and I'm extending a lot of mercy to you and you guys need grace. And I'm just because I heard that girl say that shit today and I was just like, if you don't,
you are mocking an actual person.
You don't stop. But it's all really hollow. And I think that what I find when I talk to most women is that we're all holding things up and holding things together and holding things back. And if we could all move better intentionally with actual application of being wiser, being better, we're all if you knew better, you do better. Y'all know plenty.
Right.
Because no one teaches application. Nobody teaches accountability. And it's what if the conversation looked different, that I'm willing to tell you where I got it wrong and fall on the sword? Because for what? What's the shame in a testimony?
Because I sure got one.
Okay.
I feel and I'll jump right in.
And we'll still be drinking wine.
With I'll jump in with my experience, just with the church home that I've chose here in Murfreesboro. That I'm not going to say that I attend regularly, but it was Pastor Corey's testimony at the experience that really drew me in. And yes, this is a predominantly white church.
No doubt.
But it was the transparency that drew me in. I feel like a lot of black churches is kind of
performative.
Yeah, and that's my favorite word.
It's so performative.
I can't get down with if you hooping and hollering and everybody else is catching the spirit, and I'm just sitting there like,
what's the fuss? You speaking in tongues, but there's no translator.
What's going on?
But here go this crane swinging by my head,
Oh,
getting camera for like it's too much.
And I need somebody that's gonna break that thing down to
The nitty and the gritty,
where I could get it,
and not just to the feel good.
Yeah.
What you find a lot of time, and people don't always like. I think there's always a racial divide when it comes to religion. And again, I grew up very multicultural. I've been in white churches, white spaces often, and I find that where their effort and their lens is teaching and transparency, Black church is very much conviction and emotion. And that works on Sunday because you caught up and you crying and it feels really good and I'm going to do better, Lord, when I leave here. But then nobody give you no 1, 2, 3 steps of actual application. You just feel bad or you feel better for an hour and a half. But by Tuesday, Wednesday, like, you back on bullshit.
And then if you don't go to Bible study, then what?
Now you're a traitor to the Lord. What do you mean?
Sheesh.
And everything is about attendance.
It's the thing about from Sunday to Sunday. What is
carrying you through your week?
Man, a lot be going on in that week.
A lot. And I feel like God himself, Christ himself, speaks directly to most of the things that we experience on the regular. And no one ever brings it up. But we're all just like, keep grinding, don't be sad. And it's like,
trouble don't last always.
Okay, but all of those things are
joy
hollow.
cometh in the morning.
When Christ actually says you can get rest with me,
and
there's no problem with being restful. Like, there is no anxiety with me. But here we are, like, pop your pills. Don't be ashamed of your depression. Go to the Lord.
Right.
Stop being so.
We try to fit. We are a very idolist. I don't even know if that's the word, but
I'm here.
Don't look at me because I'm actually English. He look like.
Come on, dictionary.
We practice idolatry and not even know it. So, and he's the real source. He's the real actual plug, and
the truest of plugs.
For real.
We always
treat it that way.
choose everything else before we choose him,
and we don't ever talk about it.
And when we get disconnected from him, and we're like, "Well, God, what happened?" He's like, "I've been here the whole time.
I've been right here the whole time.
I'm just waiting on you."
Culture drives way more.
I had a coworker. He always says this to me because he sees my frustration, and that's a whole nother story. He like, "Man, I wish I had your patience because I been snapped off him." And it's like, but you don't know
what I had to do to get this patience.
What I had to do to get this patience.
Okay.
You don't know how many times I done prayed in the car, went to that bathroom stall and
bit my tongue about
Lord, give me the spirit of hush.
Yeah.
Because
if I don't give it up, I'm giving it out to jail.
I got kids that's looking at me. I got all that behind me.
Yes. So, people counting on you.
And also it's like my name is D.O.U.G.H, but it's actually an acronym. Mm-hmm. It stands for Driven Only Under God's Hands. And so even when I look at that name, I have to chastise myself like, you can't be out here on BS, man. Okay. You got something that you represent.
Something bigger that you hold.
Yeah, that you represent. And sometimes you get away from your true essence. But I think in life, we're truly gardens. Yeah. Someone plants the seed in us. Somebody comes along and they water us. To it. Yep. Someone else comes out and tells you, "Hey man, get the weeds from around you.
Up out of here." Yeah.
And then we just constantly growing and we flourishing to being our best self. But that can only come from the sun. But anyway.
And I think, but it's that though, right? This conversation just then, if we had this at Target, at the barbershop, sitting at Panera, wherever, it would have just been a sincere conversation, friend to friend. Why is Christ not the friend that y'all keep talking to like that? Why is that not something that your friendships talk about that often? You'll talk about everything else. Yeah. You'll call your homegirl about that man, about them kids, that part, about everything else. But does your homegirl ever say, "Well, after it's all said and done, you want to pray"? I don't want you to feel like that because that's not how God sees you. Like, we don't even add it to our culture. We let everything else drive us, and then when everything goes to shit, we like, "Oh, God, fix it. Yeah. Oh, God, fix it. Hurry up. I done made a mess, Lord." And God's like, "I've been right here all along. Right. You didn't even try to hang out with me." Right. And we want this next round to be very much about sincerity in your relationships. Yeah. Right. And like, the Bible speaks about majority friendships. Everybody likes to talk about like romantic relationships. The Bible is giving you straight up context on how to be a good friend. And y'all can't get that right. But you so are finding a good wife all of a sudden. Like that says a lot. And I think if you can model good friendship, woman to woman, woman to man, whatever it is, platonic good friendship, that's a really good way to model Christ.
I mean,
Yes.
And add it to your relationships, add it to your daily. I think that shit's cool. And I think it doesn't make you any less cool to be real about it. Like,
Because
I
I'll
think
tell
we
you in a
made it
minute,
clear, I
I'm
don't
crying
watch
for
my
Christ.
mouth. I'm not going to start watching my mouth. But we still off that Jesus juice.
wow.
You
Hey,
know
don't
what I
be
mean?
stealing my shit, bro.
That's my line, dog. Ever since you said it, I'm like, I'm off that Jesus juice, okay? But it works. Like, I want to be Miss Barbara on Abbott Elementary. Like,
No, for real. I love her so
Wow.
bad.
SUS. I want it.
Listen.
But that's my thing, because I think religion, and when you study religion academically like I have, you'll find that that's the reason for the infrastructure of religion is exclusion. You should feel like you can't sit with us. Otherwise, we all going to heaven. That's not fun. You can't come too.
Right.
That's how you've modeled this. That is never what that was supposed to be. And like, I'm honestly done sitting at tables Christ would flip. And if you don't want to get rowdy about it and you don't want to live a different kind of life, then you don't want life abundantly. I'm not just here for the good time. I'm here for the whole thing. Like,
I mean, but
that's fire though,
but
right?
if you look at it, because Jesus had 12 disciples with him in the middle, there was always somebody paired with each other. Paul had Silas. So we are made
Tandems are for
to form these relationships for the help. You know,
as a helpmate.
You know, that's why he created Eve, so Adam wouldn't be alone.
Helpmate. Yeah.
So that's the whole thing, is we have to find our village within. Well, we have to find our place in the kingdom.
Yep.
With our brothers and sisters, and so we can lean on. I mean, of course, we're gonna lean on God.
But when you realize, if I'm
that,
leaning on you, you're my sister's keeper, my brother's keeper, that kind of philosophy, right? If I'm leaning on you and you're not leaning on God, then what the hell we leaning on?
We gonna fall.
Like, we both gonna bottom out.
It's giving domino
But
effect.
that's the point of a village.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Don't lean on my understanding, but know that my understanding is God's understanding. Yeah. So you can trust to lean on me because you know I'm leaning on God.
Yeah.
That's fire.
And I think that's
friendship.
That is big for me in friendship these days. Like, I don't have any friends that like I can't talk to God about.
We don't need to be friends.
We don't need to be friends. I'm too damn
That's weird
old. I'm
behavior.
pushing 40. If you don't know Jesus, I don't know you.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
No. Well, now I'm gonna.
If Jesus can't
I ain't
come
gonna
with
say
me,
that because
if
Jesus can't go, I'm not going.
That's the better way to put it. If Jesus can't go, I ain't going. Because I'm very much like, and it's crazy because on my Uber ride to Maya, the Uber driver was from Cape Town. And he had adopted these kids. He was telling me like he only drives Uber to pay for these kids that he adopted back in Cape Town, to like send them money and stuff like that. But the conversation took a very religious turn. But it wasn't like really preachy. He was just like, our conversation was a lot about being a good human and being good and living according to God's will and purpose for your life.
Yeah.
And so what I was telling him was that once I turned my life over to God and I was like, hey, I've been doing things, leaning on my own understanding, and you know what I'm saying?
I'm coming up short.
I'm coming up short, but I didn't really know no better. I only had one parent, and she was an elderly lady. Love her, R.I.P. my granny. But being raised by an older person, you, like, it's all church, but like a little bit sheltered. Mm-hmm. And so
it's all hell and damnation.
Yeah.
It's like old people love to smite. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, it's get it right or get smite.
Yeah, and I won't say she was, like that, but being older, yeah, it's very much that kind of thing.
Black and white.
And once I turned my life over and was just like, hey, I ain't been doing it the right way. I'm living from whatever the purpose is you have for my life, Lord, just order my steps.
Type shit.
And once I got into like that mindset and was really living it as a lifestyle, it was like, oh, well, that person, like, they cool, but like that behavior is kind of weird to me now.
Can't get jiggy with that.
I can't get jiggy with that. And so it's been a lot of that, which is why I'm grateful that like being friends with Maya like she said, she's been in ministry a long time. I was raised in the church, but I don't go to church. I'm like you. Like I won't say I go every day. Like, but I like to watch church. I avoid the tradition of like going into the church space and things like that. I go to my couch. I fast forward to the sermon. I get my Jesus journal. I take my notes. But then on a Monday or Tuesday, whenever I talk to Maya or my homegirl Kelly, who is in the church house damn near every Sunday.
Regular.
With her little church lady call on it.
Come on.
Yeah, but I'll call them and I'm like, well, this the notes I had. And that, once I realized like they be ready to talk about it too, I was like, okay, I'm around the right people.
That's the fellowship.
Yeah.
That's the fellowship.
And that's going to lead me to my next segue, because I seen both of you all post something today that was interesting. I guess it was Monday Manna.
Yeah.
I seen y'all post that, and is that something that you all are looking forward to getting into deeper?
Tell them what it is.
And can you explain what it is? And
that digital discipleship is coming from a ministry called the Life Table, which I'm a part of. Mary is also a part of this. So think of this like not Sunday to Sunday, but catered to your person, your interest. What if Christ was in all of those avenues of your life? You're a content creator. You're a creative in general. Tiff, who's a part of the table, will be bringing out the happy hour, which is a conversation and a not even really a pod, but an example, if you will, of creating media and entertainment content, but also filtering in this layer of God. How do you create characters that maybe would be biblical characters to, do some of these parables in a modern way that are still gleaning the same wisdoms and the same lessons, but not so cornball, right? And because that's what everybody's going to say. It's like, oh, who you think you are, Boaz? Like, chill out. But we can still, it's so lame to be like, we're just trying to make Christ cool. But like, as cool as you are, I want you to be that cool with God.
Yeah.
Like, you so damn cool, bruh.
That you accidentally slip up and cuss when we be talking. I'll be like, my bad.
But what you apologizing for? And that's my thing when you look at it from an academic lens. Who assigned this damnation to these 17 words?
Right.
That's man-made. Them
That's
7
true.
sins are man-made. Christ ain't coming for half the shit y'all are concerned about. But you're not concerned about half the shit Christ's concerned about.
Right.
Like, that really bothers me. So we've approached this with the lens that you can have God in every aspect of your life. The Life Table is your overarching ministry that is putting out this content catered to whatever you need. Monday Manna is the first thing that's coming out. It's coming out this month in February. It's 4 of us, D'Antoine Moy, Makai, Tiffany, and myself. Think contemporary conversation around actual Bible study, right? So you're like, all right, I want to do better around my temptation. We ain't just talking sex. Y'all always jumping against some booty. Like, where does the root of temptation?
Yeah.
It would be your desires.
I was about to say desire.
It would be desire. And people will be like, well, the word says, guard your heart and let your heart be the face of your desire. All the quotations, keep your pompous things.
It also says the heart is the most deceitful.
There you go. So what does that conversation actually look like, right? So when you really get into it and you start to look at what's your algorithm, what's your affinity to certain things, how do you start addressing and pinpointing where you're the most vulnerable actually to lifestyle's temptations? You can do better. Mm-hmm. That's a conversation worth having without having to sit down for an hour and a half off a cracker and some juice and get yelled at. Like, about how you're doing it wrong.
Right.
What if somebody would admit to you, I'm off that bullshit this week, bro, but this is what I'm trying to do. Like, that's a real conversation. So Monday Man is going to be really, really dope. It'll be an every other Monday thing. The calendar of topics right now is crazy. The batch of production we have I'm itching because I know it's so many people that'll be helped by this in a certain way, that'll walk differently because of these kind of conversations, and the candidacy of it. Like, you've met me now. It's no holds bar.
Yeah.
And in any ministry I've led, it's no holds bar.
That sounds like something,
Come on to the table, brother.
Look, come to the table. Get your folding chair.
Who's your target audience, Maya?
Mary. No. No. But it's for those people that have an existing, and even if you don't and you want to know more about Christ, but generally it's for those people that have an existing relationship with Christ, but don't have a regular worship, a regular walk with Christ. That's my dog, Sunday to Sunday, every day. Everybody's, thank the Lord for a new day. You said your morning, it's shallow though. Mm-hmm. What if you walked with him for real? Monday Manna will help you do that. The Well is a women's accountability group. That'll be coming out in the spring. That's me. Tiff is doing happy hour for the creatives. And then Makai will be doing another show that's like, I'm so excited about this. It's think current events, politics, all the things that are happening in your daily through a Christ lens. How many times through the week are you like, bro, what the fuck is going on? You know what I mean? And it's like, what if you actually had a chance to see that with a certain level of wisdom, with a certain level that God has a plan for all things. That's not a shallow statement. You can take a lot of your worry off. Like this is gonna. We're excited about it.
Yeah,
so we're in this. We're a part of this. I will be more of a minister of connection, if you will. So as you're connecting with the table, as you're coming to the table, you'll be meeting with somebody like me right out of the gate, because we want to meet you where you are, and we want you to get what you need and not leave this space the same. But being that it's digital, pull up your chair anywhere. Right. You don't have to meet us on Sunday at 8 a.m. Like anywhere. Worship should be anywhere and everywhere. So that's what we're doing. We're pretty excited about it. Did I say that well? Sorry.
No, that was amazing. I continuing in my Wade-esque activities are behind the scenes.
Crushing it.
Of this as well.
Crushing it. So yeah.
Yeah, so before we get out of here, I always have this thing that I call donuts. It's called Donuts with Dough, but
I was like,
it's Doug's half a dozen.
Oh, cool. Oh. Yes, I see this. Okay.
Okay, yeah. I'm like, is this when this happens?
And it's where I just pick a random topic or category, and you all give me your like top 6 or half a dozen of this category. And
okay.
I'm trying to, because I think we touched a lot of things here, and so I'm trying to. I didn't come with a preset, thing. So I'm trying to really harness one in for both you all. Sheesh. For you, the solutionist, the behind the scenes lady. Give me your top 6 events or brands that you've worked behind the scenes that that you hold in high regard, and you're like, yeah, I did my thing with that.
Yes. Please brag.
No. Top 6 brands that I've touched that I did
brands. It could be events or.
Well, definitely Tell a Friend. I actually started out as a fan of them too. And then I got on their team, and then things kind of got cracking because your girl. And so I would say definitely Tell a Friend. Shout out to their team. My very first project, the PSV store, that's is still going.
Shout out to my guy T.
Let me see what else. I'm trying to think of y'all, but there's so many that I've touched that I don't like.
We had 2. You got 2 donuts right now. We had 2.
Dang, what else have I done? Oh, the museum.
Okay.
The National Museum of African American Music. I worked there for a month, but I did 16 events there, and absolutely
that. You pulled 16 events in that place.
Absolutely changed the trajectory of the way they do things around that place in that space.
Thank you.
With the events. Black Business Boom. Shout out to Danielle and Black Business Boom. Okay. We're working on a really dope project for the Buchanan and Jefferson Street area.
Okay, stop you right there. How you say it?
Buchanan.
Okay,
Buchanan. But if it's a last name, it's Buchanan.
Buchanan. Okay.
Yeah.
I just try. Anyway,
it's
go
Buchanan
ahead.
To me. That one.
Was that 4, 5?
I think that was 4 or 5.
Okay. And shout out to Lily's Hands of Love, non-medical care service. And I think that's all I can think of.
If you're a CNA, tap in.
Actually, if you're a CNA, tap in. If you need caregiving services, tap in. I am their director of strategy and operations. And I wear a lot of hats in businesses like that. So that's why I can't remember, because I'm always doing... shout out to Power Move Education and Development Group. That's another one I'm very proud of. We have the Youth Entertainment Academy. And then we have another program, but it's encouraging children to get into like audio production and things like that. I helped co-write that program, and it got picked up, so I'm really excited about that. So that'll be my, I guess, top 6.
And wine. Because while this is the duo now, our former table mates have gone on to have exposures that were launched by this platform.
How did I forget and wine and We Are Girlfriends? I didn't even think about my own. Well, I don't think about my own brands. It's other people's brands.
No, yeah. Well,
because like,
girlfriends.
I think of an idea, I write it out and make an Instagram page, and then it's out in the world and it lives because that's just how things.
Because it thrives because you put it out with good energy.
I forget about my own
and
shit.
Sincerity. Yes. Okay. Hello, sons.
Oh no,
Sons is crazy.
I'm trying to
see on them programs. Trying
to figure out one for you.
Ooh, me.
My 6 favorite donuts are.
Hey, if that's what you want to run with, we'll run with it. But no,
why did I
so big back?
that question.
Hey,
what's your top 5? Your 6 favorite tacos?
Oh, baby, carne asada. No.
Okay, let's see. I know you had talked about. I've seen somewhere where you talked about gardening, so.
I don't think she was talking about that kind of gardening, though.
We were talking about homesteading.
Yeah,
but he might be talking about homesteading.
Yeah. Okay.
So what?
look at me.
We're definitely gardening.
Wow. But what would be your top 6 or your half a dozen crops or plants that you
Yes.
grow?
Oh, that's a good one.
Welcome to the farm.
Tell them all about it. I love when she talks about our farm.
Okay, microgreens.
Okay.
Microgreens 1, and as the second level of microgreens would be herbal medicinals, so like mullein and all the things.
Yeah.
Sustainable grows, I go root veggie, sweet potato, white potato. That's a tag team, so there's 3. Vertical grows or hydro grows, I do all greenery, so lettuce, arugulas. You can do bell peppers and stuff.
Arugula.
You know what I mean? So
I like
zesty.
arugula.
So zesty. Do something. But hydro grows would be 4. So those are just vertical grows that grow off of a water line. So there's no soil intern. And you can like really perfect your pH.
Hydroponics.
Dude, so nice. So freaking nice. Between that and microgreens, the amount of like clean production we've got going, outrageous. And I'm doing potatoes in bucket bag. So you don't have you don't need above ground. I'm murdering this right now. We're at 4.
No.
Yeah.
We're at 4.
I love when you nerd out about
5.
About the farm.
5 is the bush line. 5 is the bush line. Is blueberries, raspberries, all your bushes.
Oh, see?
Perennials, yeah. All your bush line, and then fruit trees. We're going, fig trees are actually a tree, even though they look like a bush. A fig tree and apple trees.
Got you.
Is that 6?
And yeah, that's
Welcome to my farm.
Wow. Okay.
Our
We're
farm.
going to come shop with you, you know.
Oh, wait. Asterisk, honorable mention, is Tennessee wildflowers.
I was like, that's
Okay.
The conception of my farm. So, of course, farm
That's
has
all
to be
I've
a
ever
business.
heard about the farm. This other stuff is new.
Wildflowers. So, Tennessee wildflowers. And from the wildflowers is about 3 to 5 bee colonies. So, then they're honey.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, there we go.
Welcome to my farm.
That is their half a dozen. And before we get out of here, you know y'all got to run down y'all socials. I know you got like plenty of brands.
Man,
you
go
got out
ahead.
there.
Start your
so,
list.
you know, we'll let you go first.
You know what? I feel attacked. No. I feel accosted. No. Okay. For all things lifestyle and fun, that is at Single Woman Joan, Joan, like the character from Girlfriends. Speaking of girlfriends, my other brand is at We Are Girlfriends, which is GLFRNDS, no vowels. That's where you can find things about my business. And then if you just want to see things that I've done as Mary the Solutionist, ways you can contact me and my services, that is Mayree, Mayree.
Mayree.
Hey.
Mayree.
Big mama.
The Solutionist with 2 E's. The Solutionist.
Got you.
So good. I'm just Maya Fiasco. Sorry. Oh, and I think is it underscore? Maya underscore Fiasco?
I think it's underscore Fiasco.
I don't know my own
That's
name.
Maya underscore Fiasco.
It's Maya underscore Fiasco. I only recently changed it.
And you can still find us at and
wine is still up and popping.
Yeah.
And stay tuned. Like, don't unfollow that page.
Yeah.
We still got that. It's still us and it's still ours. So you love us and we love you. We're not leaving that. But we do want to formally invite everybody to the Life Table.
Yes.
That's the Life Table 167.
Come get your Jesus juice and get
16
crunk for Christ.
Get crunk for Christ. We're having a good time. But we
What
want to
a
journey
ad.
with you.
And
So
I
we
do
want to
say
invite you
that
there.
in public.
Yeah.
So
What a
if you
ad.
ever see me,
And don't think we're not getting crunk for Christ.
walk up to me
all
and
up
yell
in
crunk
this,
for Christ,
okay?
I'm going to backhead bounce with you, okay?
Wow.
I see your salvation.
It goes to any song. If I have to leave the world with anything, it is the knowledge that the bankhead bounce goes to literally any song. Try it if you don't believe me.
An idiot. I'm going to now bankhead bounce to everything. And I hate you so much for it. So yeah, tag in. We'll be at all of those. You'll get us.
And of course, you can find me at Donuts with Dough, and that's everywhere, you know, from Instagram to X. But
Formerly known as Twitter.
Still calling it Twitter. Never changing
Yes.
up.
I don't even be on there for real.
Because if you're tweeting, are you Xing now?
No, because what is that? What is that?
And We ain't even finna get
We're
into
not gonna worry about that
politics.
South African elitist.
But you can find me there.
We'll be there too.
But
True.
if you really want to mess with your boy, just follow me on YouTube.
There it is.
That's what we need. I just
Like,
need
subscribe, and share.
what she said.
Yeah, follow our YouTube page too.
And
Do it.
Of course, I got to give a shout out to Spread the Positive. Trent is just running everything behind the scenes here.
Big Trent.
And
That
you
boy
can follow
Trent,
him
cool.
at Spread the Positive on everything. You know,
love that.
you gonna see that yellow and that wide
That what?
plus sign for positivity, baby, and just like that. And I got to announce, you know, I got the website coming. You know what I'm saying? I got the merch dropping, baby. You know what
No,
I'm
we
saying?
love merch.
We love merch.
merch.
So y'all
Are there
be
donuts
on the lookout with that.
on the merch?
Of course, we gonna have some donuts stuff. Come on now.
Here for it.
Can we get like a donut pillow, or is that asking too much?
Hey, look, nothing's out.
Talk to me about brand ideas.
Nothing is
Product
out.
development.
Let us solution it. And I will model it. Let's go.
Wow. Anyway,
Done
as
and done.
always, this is the Donuts with Dough podcast, and thank you both for
Thank
coming
you for having us.
out to
You
Chattanooga
were
and having a
blessed.
time with me.
And why?
And why?
Oh, we haven't